Yo, so the opinions and views expressed in this podcast are that of our own and the future Bachelor podcast only, and not affiliated with any outside party or entity or anything like that. This fun podcast, though, may include some adult language.
Future Bachelor podcast.
In the meantime, though, why don't we get into what we like to do around here? You know what I'm saying? Because it's that time to talk about Bachelor stuff on our show. Yes, but before we get talking about Bachelor Nation, YouTube, I'm going to need you to go ahead and subscribe, smash that thumbs up button, and hit that notification bell so you can get notified every time we drop new Bachelor content, just like this. And if you just did, oh man, what? Huge shout out to you. Ooh, air horns for you. Oh man, we have to shout out our comment crew, and those are the people that are leaving comments, and especially important to us at this time because in the off season, everyone just disappears. It's so crazy with like season shows on YouTube and stuff. Right. Like when the show is on, they're here for us. The show is off, there's, just the ride or dies, and we have our ride or dies, and that's the Nancy Drew crew. Catherine Ann, Chelsea Allen, usually Kathleen Kemp, but she wasn't in the building this week, and Marion SP. Returning in the comments, we got Marty, aka my mom, and we love all y'all for being in there. It's very interesting too because we're just continuing to grow with the subscribers. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a wild season of 2 Bachelor shows on at once. I can't remember the last time that happened, but it was a lot. I do remember. I think it was Bachelor Winter Games was on or something, and we were doing like two a week or something.
Yeah, or Bachelorette or something like that. And then there was, I feel like,
there were moments where they were doing like three times a week. We were like watching something or something like that.
Oh yeah, no. Well, because there was that one season of Bachelor in Paradise where it was like 2 nights a week every week, and I was like, what are we doing here?
Wait, are they not doing two nights a week for Bachelor in Paradise?
No.
Damn, dude. So I wonder how that's gonna work out because that felt like it went.
It's gonna be right after. It's gonna be 2 hours right after the Golden Bachelor, which is more normal than not.
I'm very interested to see what an hour-long Bachelor show looks like and what they're able to accomplish. Right. Is it more concise? Is it like not enough?
I could only hope.
I mean, look, it felt like we didn't get enough with Charity season. We had like 2 hours.
Well, that's because they cut down her weeks in general. So like we got actually less content, but I'm not out here saying that we need to have 2 hours or 3 hours every single show.
Yeah, give us more weeks to watch. Like, why are you cramming this in like 2 months? I don't understand. We'll watch it for 3, 4 if you need to. I don't know. That's just me.
Right.
But yeah, so shout out to all you guys leaving comments and, subscribing. Love to plug the full podcast. If you guys are enjoying this content here on YouTube, make sure you're finding us anywhere you listen to podcasts for full episodes. Each week we drop one. That's way more than just Bachelor stuff. We talk about pop culture, what's going on in our lives, new music, what we're watching, all the fun stuff. So, check in there if you want some more of us. With that being said, Veronica, where do we start this week? What's going on in Bachelor Nation?
Speaking of Golden Bachelor, we have the reveal of our contestants for Gary's season. So they range in ages from like 60 to 75-ish. And these ladies are fun. They had such a fun like little thing. They come from all over. Some of them are, retired. It's funny because a lot of them for their occupation, it'll be like retired teacher, retired whatever. Some of them still do some sort of job. And, a lot of them love pickleball. Pickleball is the craze. And as I know you roll your eyes as a tennis player. I know like there's the contention between tennis and pickleball. But
it's not even that. It's just like I feel like pickleball is one of those things that like once you start, like you got something new you're doing and you're a pickleballer. I don't know. I'm just hating, I guess. It's a basic.
You're just a hater. I get it. I'm kind of a pickleball hater too because I'm just like, everybody's like, oh my God, pickleball, it's my life now.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
exactly.
maybe it's fun.
I love it when we're both hating on the same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I know. Me too.
We're on the same hate train. No. How old is Gary again? Or Jerry?
Huh?
Is it Jerry or
He's
Gary?
72.
Is it Gary or Jerry?
It's Gary spelled like Jerry with a G.
That is odd.
Confusing?
It's confusing as hell. He's 63, you said?
He's like 72.
Oh,
I did not
72.
say 63.
I think it's very interesting. Sorry, I'm getting kind of like old. You know what's funny about, I was expecting like some type of like surprise contestant or something. I know we got Matt James' mom
Matt
in
James's
there.
mom.
Yes.
Patty.
So Patty, the news of that broke months ago. I wonder if she makes it far or not, but I guess she's kind of like the.
Well, I didn't remember the news. I thought there was like hinting at that she might be on it, but I didn't know that she was for sure going to be on it.
I mean, I don't think we ever knew for sure, but we were definitely talking about this months ago. I think she's like kind of like the one thrown in there to shake it all up, like to make everyone nervous and stuff. But I was expecting like at least maybe somebody below 60, like, 55. Give us one 55-year-old, throw her in the mix like a hot 55-year-old, and really get things going in there. But it seemed pretty straightforward across the board with the contestants. Like I didn't see anybody that they all look pretty like standard for this type of show. Would you agree?
Yeah. I think so. And I mean, some of these ladies look great. Like definitely some have gotten some work done, but some of them just look like awesome for just aging naturally. But I mean, it definitely, I think it's fun that they got to all like wear cool, like really like chic dresses. It looked like they were having a lot of fun with their little promo. So it was like all of them doing like their little things. And I just think I'm excited. I'm excited to see how these women and Gary approach love, because it's just a way different, thing. Like they've already been through it. Some of them have been married, maybe are widows or whatever. So I think it's definitely a different take. Yeah,
I'm interested to see how he like plays the field. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like it's for a younger man that's seen the show and is all about it and stuff. They know they gotta like talk to all the girls and make them all like. I wonder how he's going to navigate. Because what if you just like someone right away? Like it's gonna be hard to disguise that like everyone else does in traditional seasons.
Right, which is like what people have said a lot about Bachelorette seasons. Like there's always been this whole idea that seemingly Bachelorette seasons you can easily tell who the lead is into, and like they seemingly have to play it up a little bit more for the thing. I think we sort of saw this past season, and I think that's just sometimes how men and women maybe approach relationships differently depending. But I think when it comes to something like this, I wonder, because like most of these people have already been married or whatever, like I wonder how that's going to impact it, because I think that's much different than when you're truly like going on there being all like, I'm looking to get married, I'm looking to find the love of my life as like a young person,
Oh man, it's gonna be good. I'm excited. What else we got going on?
So Joe, Grocery Store Joe, and Serena got married officially. Like, I mean, they've already been legally married, like a year ago practically at this point. But they had their big wedding and everything in Charleston this past weekend. Had some of our main faves from their season of Paradise, like Noah and Abigail and Bree and all those folks at their wedding. Nick Viall was there with his pregnant fiance, Natalie. And Wells was the officiant for this wedding, which I think was a fun choice for sure. And there's been a lot of content coming out of it. And Charleston, I thought was an interesting pick just because like Joe's from Chicago and Serena is like technically from, Canada, isn't she?
Yeah. You know what I found out? I thought she was black, but she's actually like Indian, I believe.
Yeah, she's Indian.
Yeah, I didn't know that until like just the other day. I mean, I knew she looked like, she was beautiful and stuff like that, but I guess I don't know why I assumed she was black. She kind of just has that skin tone, I guess, like a light skin or something. But yeah, she's Indian. Like
she wore like a little sari for the rehearsal.
That's what I was like. Wait, why is she wearing a sari? And then I was like, oh, she's Indian. That's crazy. So yeah, that's good. They looked awesome. A lot of guests were in the building. Did you happen to see? Is Becca's pregnant, right?
Yeah.
Was she there though? You can go to weddings
Becca
pregnant,
Thomas?
right? Yeah.
I don't know. They weren't in this big overall Bachelor Nation photo. It doesn't look like. So maybe she was too close to like her due date to travel.
Oh, good excuse. I was wondering if she would be there or not with all the business drama going on in the background with the podcasts and stuff.
Yeah, well, and actually their wedding was held at the Cedar Room, which is actually where a friend of the show, Alex, had his reception for his wedding.
Interesting.
So I was like looking at these pictures, I'm like, this looks familiar. And then I read in the article, I was like, oh, I've literally been there. So
so fetch. Yeah, so
fetch.
Speaking of guests, we got one of the popular cast members doing a hard launch, it looks like.
Yes, so Andrew Spencer, who has been on the beach, and is known to be good friends with Greg Grippo from their time on the shows and stuff together. He hard launched his model girlfriend Becca Michi, who also is pretty popular on TikTok, because I guess she's done a lot of content on her dating life, and so she kind of did a hard launch about how she cleared her roster and she's with him. So I find it interesting, how people in the social media and pop culture world, do these hard launches, as well as Rodney, who had been on the beach as well last year. He hard launched his girlfriend, who seems to just be a normal gal. She doesn't seem to be like any sort of influencer or anything like that. So
yeah, it all makes sense, because I was expecting to see them again on the beach or something. It just seemed like they were trying to get them to be in a relationship or something. And also, I really wonder how this Andrew and Becca relationship's going to pan out, because I don't know, when you're I wouldn't say you're like famous, but like you go out and about and people want know of you and they want to take, pictures with you and all this stuff. And it's like, you can't really date a normie that's going to get like jealous of his stuff. So you kind of need like an influencer or something, to be dating to kind of go along with that type of stuff. And it brings in both like two different worlds, like a TikTok world and Bachelor Nation world. So hopefully they'll be able to ride the waves of, people that'll be in the comments just, I don't know, possibly hating. I don't know. She's I saw a video of her like promoting some cream or something like that, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a lot. But
yeah, she like yells whenever she talks into the camera.
Yeah,
it is kind of like.
I was like, ooh, I wonder what their first fight is gonna sound like.
Oh my god.
Anyways,
and I think she's only 20, maybe. I might be wrong.
No, you're right. She's 20 and he's 28. So there's comments there about that. I don't know. How do you feel about 20-28 age difference? I mean I'm speaking from experience, right, Veronica?
I mean, you're both in your 20s, so I feel like that's a little different. And she's a model, so I think it's a little different too. I mean, I think as a normie, I think me, because I'm 29, I don't think I could be dating somebody who is 20 or 21 even, just barely, just because to me, our lifestyles, our goals and stuff are way different. But I feel like as a model and a former reality TV show contestant, I think those lines are a little different, unless maybe their goals are different, who knows. So I think that's sort of where it gets weird, because it's like, okay, they're both in their 20s. So it's not too crazy. It's not like they're completely, you know, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I think it kind of depends on what your goals are and what you're trying to do, because 20 is young.
Yeah, it is. Life is weird like that, though, right? Yeah. Anyways, what was I gonna say? What else we got going on?
So Gabby Windy has talked about how when it was her season of The Bachelorette, she tried to show up. She had just gotten highlights before her season. She's like, I want to, you know, look fresh, look good. And they pretty much forced her to dye her hair, like sent somebody to like dye her hair darker because, you know, they wanted to have that distinct look between her and Rachel, because Rachel's got like dyed blonde, super highlighted hair and everything like that. And so Gabby has talked recently on some podcasts about how she felt like, because there's this whole thing, Bethany Frankel is trying to get like sort of like this union of reality stars going. And so this is supposed to be sort of along the lines of, you know, the mistreatment on some of these shows, reality shows. I feel like I get it more on some of these like almost like competition shows, which I could sometimes file a Bachelorette under, where, you know, there is people doing things and like you have producers manipulating or doing whatever. But I don't know if that applies to everything. But Gabby was just speaking out about how she felt like she couldn't do what she wanted to do or like have free will over her appearance for her season. And because, you know, obviously a lot of people saw how she immediately dyed her hair light right after her season. So, and she used to have it light back when she was a dancer for the Denver Broncos and stuff.
Yeah, that's really weird. I don't know why they would care. You know, I don't know. I think
it must have been because they really wanted to like differentiate between her and Rachel, but like their bodies, their face, they don't even look anything alike. And like even how, you know, Gabby's hair is a blonde now is way different than even how
who
Rachel's
cares
hair
though? Like I don't understand. Like so what if they're both blonde? Like that's so weird.
Right.
That's a weird thing to care about. I don't know. Anyways, what else we got going on?
So in other reality TV news, this one is kind of big. If you're a Bravo fan, Summer House. The couple that kind of like caused a lot of the problems on last season was Carl Radke and Lindsay Hubbard, because they had kind of like sped through the relationship and gotten engaged in like 6 months or so. And they have broken off their engagement. You know, the summer of breakups continues. They broke off their engagement this past week, and they were supposed to get married in Mexico this fall. So, you know, there's some deposits that people aren't getting back. But I'm interested to see how, because I guess it played out while they've been filming for the season of Summer House that will come out, you know, probably in later this year. So I'm interested to see how it goes down. But I mean, I probably could have called that. So.
Have you been watching the Love is Blind stuff or the Ultimatum stuff?
I've been seeing clips and stuff of the Ultimatum. I didn't really like the Ultimatum when it first, like the first season or whatever. But I have been seeing some of it, and it's been crazy. Like the stuff that I've been seeing it's just like some of these people are just like awful people. They're just like awful people.
I mean, it's more crazy to see that you're giving yourself an ultimatum, and like these couples are just swapping partners, and it's pretty wild. It doesn't seem like a good formula to end up with somebody at the end of it. Maybe. But it just
feels like it continues to breed the toxicity that they already brought in there. Like I haven't seen how it's really been super helpful, but
yeah, because I mean, if they weren't going to marry you before, like now that you've kind of like gotten another relationship on camera with somebody else and you're going to go marry that person now, like that just doesn't sound, it just sounds like garbage on top of garbage. So, but it's great television. I'll tell you what.
For sure.
You know, so yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty much it for, you know, Bachelor Nation reality TV talk this week. So you know, we got a couple more weeks until we're back on the game. So
We're back to two shows.
Yeah, we'll have
two
a lot
shows to cover.
We'll have a lot to talk about. So you know, enjoy the short episodes. Until then, really appreciate y'all. Make sure you're leaving comments and let us know, what do you think of the age range of Andrew and his new girlfriend, like 20 to 28? Is that okay? What do you think? What do you think Matt James' mom is going to be like on the Golden Bachelor? Do you think she's going to be a villain, or she going to be the popular girl in the house? You know, let us know your thoughts on that, or what you think of like Golden Bachelor and all the elements coming. And would you dye your hair because producers told you to change it? I probably would, just because I love changing my hair. But I just, what do you think? You know, would you buy a house in the summer house? Get it? Leave us a comment. Anyways, V, sorry, that was a bad exit for us, but you know we love y'all.
Future Bachelor Podcast.